Good morning, and welcome to Catherine's Garden and Home.
Let's recap some of the good things that have happened in the garden for this first week of June. And one of the things is the opening of the peonies. They are so fragrant and they give such a large, big bloom and splash of color in the garden. Throughout the week, there were many little different jobs that I had to get done. So come with me and let us recap and recall these activities. And also look at the highlights and, of course, the roses. Thank you so much and subscribe. Here are my two other peonies that I have here. I transplanted my fig tree, one of the fig trees. There were two of them growing here, this one and a little baby one, and I transplanted the baby one and moved it to the front garden. It's now sitting in the sun. It was cool before, but it's a little warmer, so we're going to check and see how it's coming along. But I just wanted to see, this one is growing here against the house really well. And then of course my roses are coming in. Isn't it beautiful? So this fig tree is here. I love the leaves. It looks healthy and strong. There are no fruit on it though, but maybe later on in the year it will grow fruit because it's a really good stem. I like this one, how it's shaped like a tree. And I can manage it, of course, cut it back and allow it to just grace this corner with the roses. It smells so heavenly under here. And that's my Westerland rose. So here's the mother fig tree, Bensonhurst fig tree, purple figs. I think some people call it the Chicago figs. So it never really bloomed at this time, but it says that it can bloom in early summer as well as in the fall. So I'm very thankful. I'm excited to see this happen. So this is the mother plant. That's the next one. And let's go and check and see how my transplant is doing. If I have to really just add some more water. Oh, it has a little transplant shock, but I'm going to just water it in. So I put it up here though with the hibiscus. It's going to grow up, so I'm looking at it being like a tree and the hibiscus underneath it. And then I have a wild rose there in my other little garden. So let me get some water for it. This is rainwater from the weekend. And look at all that water that was able to be gathered in this pot. So I'm going to give it some of this rainwater here.
and just keep watering it throughout the day. I try to create like a little well so that the water will, I'm trying to create a little well so that the water will just stay near the root ball. Let's see how that works out. See if I can block some of this here. Yeah, so that should help it out a bit. Let me add this rock here. So I believe that it will be under a little shock for now, but as the days go by, it will perk up because it had a really good root ball. This is well draining soil up here, so it will survive. I pulled out the radishes that were in here, and these are the carrots that are starting to come up. You can see that they're getting their second leaves here. I don't know if we're going to leave it like this, but the idea was that when I pull up the radishes, that the carrots will remain. And here are the radishes. Of course, it was just too many, and they really didn't have room to grow, so that wasn't a good idea. But on this pot, I also did the same thing, and there are some carrots plants that are still there. I don't know if I'm going to leave it like this. I think I'm going to put some annuals in there and just let it flank the entrance of the tea garden here, this corner garden. But that was the end. I just thought you'd be interested to see what happened to the radish and carrot experiment. I'm also concerned about my peach tree. I have all of these bugs on it. I don't know what they are. I'm gonna need to get some kind of oil or something, but it's just like all in the bottom of my the leaves of the plum tree. This year I only see one plum, but on the other one there are a few more. There are quite a few on that one, actually. Let me show you. And I don't understand. I don't know what it is. Because this one was about to produce. I have a lot of plums on this, but we have these bugs. I don't know enough about fruit trees to know what that is. So I'm going to try and get some kind of oil or something and get rid of that.
The peach tree had a lot of blooms on it and is now producing a lot of peaches. Now what I'm going to do is go through and remove the small ones, those that are insignificant, and just keep the larger peaches so that they can get big and develop, and that we can actually eat some peaches from my peach tree. This is my Asian pear tree, and they have pears on them here, and they look like they're developing really well, and so I'm excited about that. And now my Bartle pear tree. Now these really look like Bartle pears, and I'm excited about possibly eating a pear from my pear tree at the right time, harvesting some pears. This is very, very exciting. That's just the word that I can only seem to come up with, is the word exciting. Now my apple tree, I don't know what is on there. I have apples, yet the leaves, there's something happening to the leaves. There's an insect or a bug or something that is um, eating some of the apples and also curling up on the leaves. And that is a problem. I was supposed to spray dormant oil on them and really take care of them before the springtime, and I delayed and delayed, and that is why I think now I am suffering from this with my apples and fruit trees. But you live and you learn.
Even though I put cardboard underneath this and the wood chips, these vines are tough. These wheat vines. This is like a mallow or a wild morning glory. So it will strangle bindweed. It will strangle your plants. So it's always good to just pluck it up and kill it. You know, eventually it will weaken. But putting down the wood chips really makes it easy to weed the garden here. Now this is mint, and it can be a weed, but because this is a vegetable and herb garden, I'm going to let it stay right there. And here we also have grasses. I'm going to pull this up also. This is an herb, some sort of herb. So I'm not going to pull it up. I'm going to let it stay there. And I also have some bishop's weed. And I think this is kind of cute. I know that's the red pipe, but hose cutting through here to water the garden. But I think that is cute, so I'm going to let it stay. Now, this part of the garden, I did not put any cardboard there, but it is easy to weed because of the fact that there is compost here, and as I come through and weed it on a regular basis, it's easy to manage. My cabbage are looking very good, and then the marigolds are growing. It's making me very happy. Now this is a rose that I propagated right there, and it looks like it has a bud. It's going to flower. It also has some aphids on it, so I'm going to wipe off those little green things that's on it. And let's see if I can. You see these little green things? So gently just squish them. But look at that. I think it's the cornelia rose that when I was cutting it back, I propagated it. And it looks like it's growing in there. That would be wonderful if it is truly cornelia rose. It would be so nice to grace my garden here. That might be a good idea, to put a trellis here in the entrance. So if it grows, I can do that. And here's spiderwort. This is another perennial. It's here. And it's blooming.
this week I was able to plant my dinosaur kale in different parts of the garden. And I did plant this right here by the fruit trees. For some reason, I missed it and didn't remember until I saw the video. But yes, I was planting kale in different parts of the garden because I want to see which one will grow the best, or where, in which location will the kale grow best. And so I planted it there under the pear tree.
So it's in there, and I have my sign, not just for me, but so that my husband will know that there's something there, not to pull it up. And then, you know, I do believe in the no-dig method, so I don't want to really do a lot of disturbance to the soil. I have my caladiums, winter squash, cucumbers, and other plantings here on the deck. And I can see the roses just peeping out and peeping in. The fragrance is so beautiful. Surrounded by all of this joy. My Eden climbing rose and my Westerland rose are just filling up this area on the deck too. The Eden climber is starting to open up. The fragrance is so spectacular. Eden climber is a little more sophisticated to me than the Westerland rose, but Westerland has a lot of similarities to my beautiful Camellia rose. Well, I have a new addition to the garden, and it is called Mother of Pearl. This is my new rose. I bought 2 of them, here, and they are going to be placed in the new garden area in the front garden. But in the meantime, I decided to just enjoy them here on the deck with my other roses. Thank you so much for coming and joining me here at Catherine's Garden and Home, and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.
For more videos, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And thank you so much for watching. See you next time right here in Catherine's Garden. Bye.